Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Author's Den. I am Cyrus Webb, joined by my lovely co-host, Dr. Teresa A. Smith, aka Dr. Ties. Have another great episodes coming up for you guys as we're welcoming in our audience tuning in on social media. We're about to bring in our friends over on Amazon as well, and we'll talk to you about today's guest. If you guys are new to us on social media, welcome. Glad you all could be with us. And we welcome our audience tuning in on Amazon Live. For you guys that are just tuning in, welcome. You're watching The Author's Den, our weekly show where we're able to spotlight authors and the books that they write, as well as a bit of their journey as well. I'm joined by my co-host, Dr. Teresa A. Smith, a.k.a. Dr. Toss. Today we're joined by author Herb Wallace. We're going to talk to him not only about his own writing journey, but also how he's been able to use his message of faith in books like The Witnesses Who Became Witnesses. We also will let you guys know how to stay connected with him as well. But first, Taz, Herb, how we doing?
Doing great.
For those joining us on the Amazon side, you'll notice that Herb's book is either on the side or down below, depending on what platform you're joining us on. We have highlighted right now the Kindle edition that's on sale for 20% off. You guys can get it for $12, or you can be able to get the paperback for $15. Herb, I'm going to kick things off with you here. First of all, glad to have you on with us here on the Author's Den. I was really curious when Todd told me you're going to be coming on the show, because I think what you've been able to do, Herb, and we talk about this on our other shows, is that we tell people to write what they know, and a lot of times that's where they find the most ease. What was it like for you to share your message of faith in a book like you have, as well as to see the response to it already, Herb?
Oh, it's been great, Cyrus. First, thank you for allowing me to be on the show, you and Dr. Toss. I would really appreciate the invitation. It's been great, and like you said, it was great to take an opportunity to take what I have, what I already love to do, which is proclaim the good news of Jesus the Christ, to be able to take that and to share it. One of the things, just kind of give you a background to that, I was one of those people who was complaining about what they could not do. You know, I had this dream of writing a book and wanting to be an author, but the complaint was I don't have enough time in the day. I'm a pastor. I still work full time, got a family. Where am I going to find the time to actually be able to do that? And just kind of my wife started talking, and she was doing the wife thing. She was walking around the house talking about use what you have. And I was like, "Ugh." And when she said it, it triggered something within me because years earlier, a former pastor of mine preached a series of sermons on use what you have, coming from Moses. And when God was telling Moses, use the staff what you have in your hand. So when she started talking about that, I kind of started thinking, I write a 2,500 word sermon every week. I write a full manuscript. Why can't I take that and utilize it to be a blessing unto other people? I write it, I preach it, and it goes to die in my PC. It just stays there for years. So that's what we did. We start complaining about what we can't do and start doing what we can do. And we used what we had, and we started writing blogs, and then eventually we started writing this book. So yes, it was great to be able to say, okay, I'm gonna stop complaining. I'm gonna start doing what I have, using what I have to do what I can.
Herb, I'm going to ask you another question here, but I want to give some quick shout outs because we have some people coming in fast and furious here on the YouTube side. Hello to you guys. On Instagram, we see you. Insight Magazine, hello to you. Jasmine, the one and only Forever, hello to you. Forever. Hey, Ed, good to be able to see you over there on IG as well. Rhonda Gooden, hello to you. We the fam joining us from New York. Good to be able to see you over there on IG as well. Also over there on Facebook, we see you, Dr. Claire. Hello to you as well. So you start off the book before you get into how people can use the devotional. Herb, you start out by talking about you basically practicing what you preach, and that is you telling people, and especially your kids, to follow their dreams, right? What was that like for you? You just were talking to us about taking these, what you already had, and now being able to utilize them another way. What was that like for you to kind of be able to to take your own medicine?
Oh, it was great. A dream come true. You dream of writing a book. I was not the kid. I was not the studious kid. I was the athlete, and so I came into this later after I got saved, gave my life to Christ, and I started studying and wanted to learn more and more about Him that I wanted to share. And just realized I had this natural ability to teach within me. So from that, I said, I just want to write a book. I just want to write. So when the opportunity availed itself when I stopped complaining about what I don't have and started doing it. It was great. The feeling of seeing people being blessed by something I articulated was great. To seeing a response on Facebook and Instagram and the various different platforms of people reading and making posts on it was great. To hearing the feedback of how, when you said this, it kind of touched me in a great way and it challenged me and encouraged me. That's what it's all about for me. I mean,
Yeah.
we can write books and we can put them on a shelf and we can say, I accomplished my goal. But in the accomplishment of my goal, am I helping people?
Yeah.
And that's just who I am as an individual. That's what our ministry is about. How can we empower God's people to be all that the Lord has created them to be? And with this book, we've had that opportunity, and it's just great to be a vehicle and a vessel that God can use to impact the lives of others.
Such a great point there. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, welcome. You all are watching the Author's Den here on Amazon Live, but we are simulcasting on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and on Instagram. We're joined by Herb Wallace today. We're talking with him about his own writing journey. Hello to you, David. Good to see you over there on IG as well. I'm going to flash up for you guys who are not on Amazon so you guys can be able to see the book we're talking about. There's a link that we're bringing you guys over to Amazon. If you guys are not joining us on Amazon Live, you can see it's the witnesses who became witnesses, an empowering 30-day devotional journey through Acts with life lessons on courage, faith, and unity. As I mentioned, the paperback is $15 here on Amazon. The Kindle edition is $12. We're going to remind you of that as well. Herb, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Toss for you, okay?
Thank you, Cyrus. Herb, you talked about the fact that you wanted to write a book and you were complaining about, I want to write a book. You kept complaining about it because you just didn't see where you had enough time. Well, fortunately, thank you, Dr. Clara, for purchasing the book. But fortunately, you realized after your wife said, use what you have, that you already had a book.
Yes.
You just had to see it from a different perspective. But, sometimes individuals, they have self-doubt that they can actually finish something before they even start it. Were there moments during this process where doubt crept in? And if so, how did you overcome that doubt?
Yeah, there were a few moments. And not necessarily in the writing, but I also published the book as well. So more so in the self-publishing side of the house, because that journey was totally brand new to me. And all of the times in which I had to learn new things and try to figure stuff out. And you guys have done it before, Dr. Tosh. You got a new book out right now, so you understand what I'm talking about. Is when you begin to try to publish something, you're doing things for the first time, and you get your format the way you want it, and you get everything lined up, and you're ready to go, and you put it out there, and you go and look at it, and you're like, oh man, something didn't go right, and you get frustrated, and then life, as the kids say these days, starts lifing. And things start happening, and like I said, I'm a pastor also. I have a wife, I have kids, I have all these other things that are going on. I'm still working, so you're doing these things, and then stuff starts happening. And you're like, man, I don't have time for this. I need to promote the book. I need to be doing this. So you get kind of frustrated, but then at the same time, for me, I know the God that I serve. I know who He is, and I know what He created me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So even in the midst of my frustration, I just got to learn to lean on Him. If He called me to this, He's going to lead me through this. So I just stopped having the pity parties and said, okay, we're going to move through this. We're going to make sure it happens. We're going to make sure we do that which we've been created to do.
And I think that's so important. I think we sometimes get so fixated on what we can't do or what those obstacles are, because you're right, self-publishing is not easy, because you are basically, whereas if you're not self-published, you have someone, you got all these different departments, they're taking care of the marketing, they're taking care of the printing, the layout. But when you're self-publishing, you're doing all of these aspects, or you're overseeing these aspects yourself. And so it's so easy to get sidetracked by that versus seeing that if you complete the manuscript, then you're going to get it published and you're going to do the next step and the next step. So I think just being able to reset as you said, and stay focused on whomever, and for me, it's God, has brought me to this, then of course He's going to see me through it. Now, Herb, as I was prepping, I was thinking about Acts. You chose different stories from Acts. How did you select the stories that you thought would resonate with today's audience? How did you go about choosing those?
So, first of all, can I piggyback on something you
Yes,
said
yes.
earlier?
Mhm,
You said focusing on what you can't do.
mhm.
And I think for a lot of us, that prevents us from being the powerful men and women of God that we have created to be. We're
Yes,
so focused on what we don't have and what we can't do that we can't see the solution that's right there in front of us.
right here.
I had a solution right here in front of me, which leads to the question that you're talking about. I was writing a sermon every week on the book of Acts. So I'm already doing the research, Dr. Thomas.
Mhm.
I got the background information. I know what's going on. I just got to stop complaining about what I don't have and use what I do have. I want to encourage all of my author friends out there. Listen, we can complain all day long, but our complaints hinder us from being able to see what we want to do. We can't find a solution if you're always complaining about the problem.
And to go back to that, because that's resonating with me, that complaining. And some people say it's a spirit. I don't know what it is, but we need to break it.
Yes.
Because you are right. I said recently that the answer is right here. But because my mind or our minds get twisted and focused on one thing,
Mhm.
we don't see it. And as you have so eloquently stated, it was real simple, Dr. Charles, because I was doing the research because I'm doing a series on Acts. So why would I stop, as my mentor would say to me, or why are you going to do something else? You're already doing this. Take what you have and give it to the people in another manner so that you can feed more people and open their eyes to what faith is all about, what Christ is all about, etc. But
Mhm.
that means, as some other folks would say, you learn to work smarter and not harder.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you so much, Herb. I'm gonna throw this on back to Cyrus before we start having church in here.
All right with me. You're just fine with me.
Once again, thank you for that, Taz. Great questions. Again, for those who are just coming in, see you guys still coming in over here on the YouTube side. Hello to you. Thank you all for watching this episode of the Author's Den. Also, for you guys joining us on Instagram as well. Appreciate you. Dr. Claire, I want to say what she said. She said, Amen. Must stop complaining on what we don't have, but move beyond with what we do have. I think that's the big thing here. And it leads us to our final part of the show, her, because I think, for a lot of people, there are people out there who may be thinking, okay, I want to do this. I want to do a project like this. But they look at Dr. Taz and say, well, Dr. Taz has a devotional. They look at Herb and says, Herb has a devotional. Oh, why should I put out a devotional? What would you say to them, Herb, about the importance of being able to realize that what they have is for them to be able to share, no matter how many other books may be on the market?
Because what you have is unique to the audience that is for you. Um, there are a group of people who are looking to you. There's something within each and every one of us that Yahweh God wants to utilize to impact and empower other people. Dr. Taz has her devotion. As you said, other people have their devotions. There's tons of devotions out there on Acts, but there was something that God wanted to do through me to reach a subset of people in this world. And I believe that there are other authors out there. Guys, if you have a book on the inside of you, don't let it die because you're afraid that nobody will read it. Write it. Do you. Tell your story and then let the chips fall where they may. Let's not leave here. To me, that's one of my fears. Let's not leave here with dreams on the inside of us.
Yeah.
Taking dreams to heaven would do you no good. Let's go for it. And if I fail, my friends out there, office, if you fail, at least we're going to fail trying. Instead of complaining about what we can't do or what somebody else wants to do. Let's fail trying.
Yeah. I think you're inspiring someone here, Herb. Dr. Clara says, I did a devotional years ago and had a pastor friend write the forward, but never went through with publishing it. Might need to revisit that devotional. I think that's what this message is telling you there, Dr. Clara.
Yes.
I mean, so, Taz, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Cyrus, and thank you, Dr. Claire. And I'm glad, Dr. Claire, as you said your earlier post, that you tuned in today because you've gotten some confirmation here. So yes, so glad that she tuned in as confirmation for her to continue. Well, Herb, folks are like, I've gotten these nuggets. Now, what if I want to reach out to Herb? So tell the audience how they can stay in contact with you.
You can find me on the various different platforms. We're there out there on social media. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, as Herb Wallace, or you can find us the base place to find us on Facebook is going to be Herb Priscilla Wallace. But listen, I am a writer and I just love to write. I love to write. So if you want to follow my writing and keep up with me, use the platform Substack. That's where I am. You can get blogs and posts on me for all the places. Like I told Cyrus before we started, like I told Dr. Tosh when we started, I am not a Facebook guy. I'm not a social media guy. I understand the platform, but I'm that guy who just wants to connect with you and talk with you. But listen, you find me on social media. You find me I'm out there, so you can find me that way and stay connected.
All righty then. Thank you so much, Herb, for being with us. I'm going to give it back to Cyrus now.
All right. Thank you for that, Taz. Herb, so glad to be able to have you on with us. I want to remind our audience, because you guys are still coming in, and I appreciate you guys joining us. But if you came in late, don't worry. The replay will be up on no matter what platform you're watching. We're speaking to author Herb Wallace. His book is here on the screen. For those joining us on the Amazon side, we have it highlighted for you guys, so you can be able to click it from there. You guys can get the paperback for only $15. You can see there. Or you can be able to get the Kindle edition. One-click the Kindle edition there for only $12 bucks. The book is The Witnesses Who Became Witnesses, an empowering 30-day devotional journey through Acts with life lessons on courage, faith, and unity. You'll find out a bit about Herb. As well, Herb, you and I do have something in common. I noticed when I was reading the book, we both are thrifty, aka cheap, and we love Google. So you're a man after my own heart, Herb. Yeah. So we're so glad that you could be able to join us, man. And Dr. Taz, is always great questions. If you guys are not staying connected with Herb, as you guys mentioned, you guys can find him online, but also, of course, his Substack as well. Give that out again. We don't have people give out Substack a lot. Herb, give that out again, how they can stay connected with you there.
So on Substack, you can find me at an empowering word, AN space empowering, EMPOWERING word. You can sign up for there and you can follow my blogs, my weekly blogs.
Awesome. Love it. Well, look, so glad you could join us here on the Author's Den today, Herb, and looking forward to having you back again.
Thank you guys for having me. We really appreciate it. We really like what you're doing. I wish I had found this when I was writing. It would have been a source of encouragement. So thank you. And thanks to all the authors out there. Listen, chase your dreams, figure out the rest later.
There you go. There you go. You're hearing it from the man himself. And we thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of the Author's Den. We can't let you guys go because Herb mentioned it. Taz does have a new book out as well. Herb, if you don't mind, I'm going to let Taz let our audience know about her new book, her newest bestseller. And go ahead and tell them about it, Taz.
Well, thank you so much, Cyrus. And thank you for that plug, Herb. This is my latest book, Transformation, How Mama's Wisdom Unlocks the Secrets to Success. Thank you, everyone, for your support. And you can get my book on Amazon. It's available on Amazon now.
All right. I'm going to give some last shout outs to Dunn DD on Instagram. Hello to you. Sagar869. Good to be able to see you. Bunny Campbell. Hello to you over there on IG. Lee Kemp. Hello to you. To Yin4, I think it is. Good to be able to see you over there as well. Again, if you guys came in late, don't worry. You guys can catch the replay on whatever platform you guys are joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X. It's going to stay there. Also there on Instagram. But you can find also the book here on Amazon, as well as, of course, be able to get the book there too as well. Until next time, you all make it a great one. Thank you all for watching The Author's Den. We'll see you all soon. Take care.
Hey now.